gonna try to make this video for the second time, because in the first one I said some things that were wrong, and some of it I knew, but somehow I still said it wrong. So I'm gonna have it's a quick summary review of Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome. There are 6 major types of EDS. It's a connective tissue disorder. It's genetic, so parents pass it on to their children. There's a 50% chance of that happening. So some parents don't know they have it. They have the gene, but some parents just have a milder version of hypermobility, and their children get worse symptoms, or get the full-blown EDS, which was what happened with my mom. She's starting to get some more symptoms now that she's 43. So yes, and they're going to talk about some symptoms and signs. Classical EDS. There is the problem with the joints and the subluxations, which are minor dislocations, and dislocations which are very painful. But they also have the lax skin, which I lack of, and that brings some poor scarring and bruising. Also, they might have more specific features like the ears, like that, and the more square shoulders and elongated face, and physically, I guess it's a little bit more noticeable than mine, which is just hypermobility type. I don't have the problem with my skin, but I do have the horrible consequences of the pain of the subluxations and dislocations. Subluxations are pretty much constant all the time with any movement I make, and dislocations are very involuntary. They just happen when they feel like it. With vascular EDS, for example, they have the problems with the organs, and they can have ruptures, and it's a lot more dangerous. It has to be treated more carefully. And some symptoms for the people who are not sure. There's a scale. There's a Bainton scale, which you can check. There's 9 scores that you can check how flexible you are. And one of them is to touch the ground, bending without bending your knees. Also, if you hyperextend your elbows, knees, if you can pull your thumb backwards and touch your forearm, and if you can pull back your fingers and it goes from 90 degrees or further. Like that. I can't do the things with my thumb. There's many things I can't do from the scale. So I want you to keep in mind that you don't have to be that flexible to have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. In my case, I still have the problem with my collagen, and it's starting to worsen every day now that I turned 22. I did have scoliosis surgery, but I never really had any huge problems with being really flexible. So it varies on the person. Everything is different depending on the person. Some syndromes overlap, so everyone's different. Also, other symptoms. Chronic fatigue. Chronic fatigue was my symptom for many years before they knew I had anything. They couldn't find anything wrong with me because I still didn't have any symptoms with my joints, any problems with my joints. Chronic fatigue is very common. Also, POTS. It's postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. If you don't know what that is, I'll make another video about it. But pretty much you feel palpitations and shortness of breath, and it's more noticeable when you change postures, when you're from laying to standing, and yes, also I do have that also, and It's very common to have depressions, anxiety, maybe some kinds of bipolarism, um, uh, scoliosis is another major sign. Um, your back sometimes might not stay aligned straight because the lax tendons and the poor collagen. Um, also, um, I had at least with I'm Puerto Rican, so I talk Spanish, and for Spanish-speaking people, we have the webbing on our tongues, and in my case, I couldn't roll my tongue. I couldn't do that, so I had to get surgery for it because it was too long, so it didn't hold my tongue the way it should. But that's a sign for people who talk Spanish that they need to roll their tongues, and it's more noticeable. I'll make these videos in Spanish also. Um, if you do think you have EDS, you should check genetic medicine. Those are the people who actually, the doctors who actually work with syndromes, and they can check your genes and all that stuff and tell you exactly what's wrong with you. Some rheumatologists and physical, I can't think the words in English all the time, but most of doctors, orthopedists and stuff like that, they don't know much about it. They might tell you you're hypermobile, and they might just send you home and tell you you need to exercise. But unfortunately, it's not that easy. Um, and so don't be frustrated if some doctors tell you that they might there's nothing wrong with you, or that they don't know exactly what you have. If you want to make sure, just go to a geneticist, and also I'm gonna have more videos for people who have ADS to support and give more tips of things you can do, and also to have more information about different stuff. And I also want to talk about a little bit about how I worsen, or how it changes, or new things I try that helps me, etc., etc. So please subscribe. The point of making all these videos is to help other people out, and to make some awareness. So if you have any questions or any doubts or need any help, please don't feel free to message me anytime, and I'll be very, very, very happy to help, and very satisfied to give you more information and to figure out a little bit what you can do and help you to deal with Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome, which is a tough thing to deal with and work with. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. And please, if you have any questions, just ask. And hopefully I'll be able to post more videos in my good days, and I'll always fight for making more awareness and helping others, which is what I love doing. So I'll see you guys later. Au revoir.